Hi, I'm Ethan. For the past 8 years, I've been handling business development at Wilson Construction, the company my uncle built from nothing into one of the most respected commercial builders in the state. Family business. Sounds cozy, right? Usually it is. I walked into the office Monday morning, coffee in hand, nodding to the receptionist as I headed to my corner office. Morning, Ethan. Your 10 a.m. called to confirm, and these just came for you. My assistant Olivia appeared with a stack of files and her usual bright smile. She'd been with me for 3 years now, practically reading my mind most days. You're a lifesaver. Is Uncle Robert in yet? Since 7, Marcus and him are going over quarterly numbers. Ah, Marcus. My cousin VP of Finance and the guy who somehow turned counting money into the most important job in the company, if you asked him. Don't get me wrong. Family is family. We grew up together, and he's smart as hell with numbers. Ethan, there you are. My sister Diane poked her head in, her HR director badge swinging from her neck. Dad wants everyone in the conference room at 11. Quarterly review. Tell Uncle Robert I'll be there with bells on. Diane rolled her eyes. Just bring the Westside Mall proposal. He wants to review it before the bid goes out. The Westside Mall renovation was my baby. 6 months of work, relationships built, numbers crunched. This contract would put us into a whole new league of projects. I spent the morning fine-tuning the proposal, then headed to the conference room. Uncle Robert sat at the head of the table, gray hair still thick, despite his 60-plus years. Marcus sat to his right, spreadsheets fanned out before him. There he is, the man with the golden touch. Uncle Robert boomed as I entered. Marcus smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Let's hope that touch works on Westside. The meeting went well, everyone contributing, the family business humming along like it always had. Afterwards, I noticed Johnson from accounting giving me a weird look in the hallway. When I nodded hello, he quickly turned away. Later, grabbing coffee, I overheard 2 project managers stop talking when I approached. One mumbled something about poor choices before they scattered. Is there something going on I should know about? I asked Olivia when I returned to my office. Nothing specific, but... She hesitated. People are talking, not sure what about. The next day was stranger. Diane canceled our lunch. 2 clients called to reschedule meetings. By Friday, I was sure something was up. Then the email came. Westside Mall had gone with another contractor. I was stunned. We had that bid locked down. This doesn't make sense. I showed Olivia the rejection. Check your sent folder, she suggested quietly. I did. There was our proposal, but the numbers were all wrong. Our bid was nearly 20% higher than what I'd prepared. What the hell? I scrolled through the document in disbelief. That's not all, Olivia whispered, sliding her phone across the desk. The Henderson project and the library renovation, both rejected this week too. I stared at her, the realization dawning. Someone was sabotaging my work, but who would do that to their own family company? I spent the weekend digging through every proposal I'd submitted in the last month. Each one had been altered, numbers inflated, timelines shortened, or materials changed to more expensive options. Someone with admin access was sabotaging me. Monday morning, I arrived early and bumped into Jim from the estimating department in the parking lot. Hey, Jim, got a minute? He looked around nervously. I'm actually running late for something. 2 minutes. The Henderson project bid. Did you review my final numbers? Look, Ethan, I don't want to get involved in whatever's going on with you. What exactly do you think is going on with me? Jim shifted uncomfortably. Marcus mentioned you've been under a lot of pressure lately. Said sometimes people self-sabotage when they're, struggling. My blood went cold. Struggling with what? I gotta go. Jim hurried inside, leaving me stunned. Olivia was waiting at my desk, face grim. I found out what people are saying. Let me guess, Marcus is running his mouth, she nodded. I was in the break room yesterday when he was talking to Linda from accounting. He said, and I quote, "It's sad watching Ethan spiral like this. The pills, the drinking, it explains the mistakes." Pills? Drinking? I barely finish a beer when we go out. There's more. He told Henderson you were becoming unreliable, and he suggested to Uncle Robert that you might need professional help before you tank the company's reputation. My phone rang. Uncle Robert's secretary. He wanted to see me immediately. I found him staring out his office window, looking tired. Sit down, Ethan. If this is about the lost bids, it's about more than that. He turned, eyes searching mine. Are you happy here? Of course I am. This company is my life. Then why am I hearing about careless mistakes? Projects underbid, then overbid? Clients calling me concerned about your behavior in meetings I wasn't at? What behavior? Uncle Robert, someone's messing with my proposals after I submit them. He sighed heavily. Marcus showed me the system logs. All changes came from your login. That's impossible. I would never. And Diane says you've missed 3 HR compliance deadlines. I submitted those forms weeks ago. A knock interrupted us. Diane entered, avoiding my eyes. Sorry to interrupt. Marcus needs you for the investor call. Uncle Robert nodded. We'll finish this later. Please think about what I said. I caught Diane in the hallway. You really believe I tank my own projects? I don't know what to believe anymore. Marcus showed me the complaint from Henderson. They said you seemed impaired at your last meeting. That's complete bullshit. I've never been impaired at work in my life. Then why would Marcus? Because he's lying. Can't you see that? She backed away. Maybe you should take some time off. I stormed to Marcus's office, slamming the door behind me. What the hell are you telling people about me? Marcus looked up calmly, just expressing concern for my cousin. By making up lies about substance abuse, by sabotaging my projects? Those are serious accusations, Ethan, especially from someone in your delicate position. My position is about to be shoving my fist down your throat, Marcus smiled. Threats now? Maybe you do need a break. In fact, he slid a document across his desk. I'm willing to buy your shares, give you time to recover. I glanced at the offer. It was barely a third of what my 15% stake was worth. You can go to hell. Think about it before things get worse for you here. I slammed the door to my office, hands shaking with rage. Olivia looked up from her desk, immediately reading my expression. That bad? Worse. Marcus is trying to force me out and buy my shares for pennies on the dollar. Then we fight back with evidence. Olivia pulled out a notebook. I've been thinking, we need to catch him in the act. We spent the next hour sketching out a plan. First step, technology. My brother sells security equipment, Olivia explained. Mini recorders, the works. We can plant them in the conference rooms, your office, even the break room. Is that even legal? In common areas of your own company? Gray area. But Marcus going after your reputation isn't exactly playing by the rules either. By Wednesday, we had 5 devices planted. I created a fake proposal for a new shopping center project, one that would be irresistible to sabotage. Make it look good, but keep a backup of the original, I told Olivia. Then we wait. While waiting, I reached out to Jake, our senior project manager who'd always been straight with me. Can we talk off-site? I asked when I caught him alone. We met at a diner 3 blocks from the office during lunch. I've noticed something weird with my proposals, I started cautiously. Jake pushed his food around. Yeah, me too. You've seen it? 2 months ago, your bid for the Riverfront project had crazy material costs when it hit my desk. I assumed you'd made a mistake, so I fixed it before submission. But you didn't mention it to me. Marcus said he'd discuss it with you. Said you might be distracted by personal issues. I leaned forward. Jake, I need your help. By Friday, we struck gold. The recorder in the main server room caught Marcus logging in as me, accessing my project folders, and methodically altering numbers in my new proposal. That sneaky bastard, Olivia whispered as we reviewed the footage. He even wrote down your password. How'd he get it in the first place? Keylogger, probably. It just installed those new security updates last month. Our next break came when Diane called me into her office, looking troubled. Something weird's happening with the HR complaints. The one from Henderson about you? I can't find the original email. Just Marcus's forward. Did you ask Henderson directly? I did. They seemed confused. Said they never filed a formal complaint, just mentioned to Marcus that your last presentation seemed rushed. I could see the doubt in her eyes. Diane, he's setting me up. But why would he? Because he wants my shares. He's already made a lowball offer. Sunday dinner at Uncle Robert's house was a family tradition. Marcus arrived with his wife, all smiles and designer clothes. Diane watched him carefully throughout the meal. When dessert arrived, Marcus cleared his throat. I have a business proposition. He pulled out an envelope. A formal offer for Ethan's shares. I think it's best for everyone if he takes some time away from the company. Uncle Robert frowned. That's between you two. Actually, it concerns everyone. Marcus smiled smoothly. As the company's financial officer, I'm concerned about our liability with Ethan's issues. What issues exactly? Diane asked sharply. We've all seen the pattern. The company can't afford more mistakes. Uncle Robert looked at me expectantly. I took the envelope, examined the insultingly low figure, and smiled. I'll have my response ready by tomorrow's board meeting. I think everyone will find it enlightening. I arrived at the office 2 hours early Monday morning. Olivia was already there, setting up the conference room. Everything ready? Presentations loaded. I invited all the board members, senior staff, and even Henderson and Westside clients. Told them it was urgent. By 9, the room was packed. Marcus strode in confidently, winking at me as he took a seat beside Uncle Robert. Diane sat across from them, notepad ready. Thanks for coming, everyone. I stood at the head of the table. I've called this emergency meeting to address a serious issue affecting our company. Marcus smirked. If this is about your shares, it's about corporate sabotage, identity theft, and defamation. The room went silent. I clicked the first slide screenshots of altered proposals. For months, someone has been systematically changing my project bids after submission, ensuring we either lose contracts or win them at a loss. Uncle Robert leaned forward. These are serious accusations. With serious evidence. I played the first recording. Marcus telling Jim about my supposed substance abuse. Marcus jumped up. That's taken completely out of context. Is this also out of context? I played the server room footage showing Marcus changing my files. His face went white. That's not what it looks like. It looks like you logging in as me and sabotaging company projects. I turned to the clients. Henderson, did you ever complain about me being impaired at our meetings? Henderson looked confused. Absolutely not. You've always been professional. Marcus tried to recover. Ethan clearly doctored that footage. He's desperate. Actually, Jake interrupted, standing up, I've witnessed the altered proposals firsthand. When I questioned it, Marcus told me to keep quiet. 3 more employees spoke up with similar stories. Diane pulled out a folder. I've also found evidence of Marcus fabricating HR complaints about Ethan. The originals don't exist. Uncle Robert's face hardened with each revelation. Marcus, explain yourself. This is ridiculous. They're all conspiring against me because you tried to force me out and steal my shares for 1/3 of their value? I produced his offer letter. The room erupted in angry voices. Marcus looked around desperately. Okay, fine. I made some adjustments to the proposals, but it was for the good of the company. Ethan's too soft on margins, too friendly with clients. We need someone tougher. Someone like you? Uncle Robert stood slowly. My own nephew trying to sabotage my company, my family? Uncle Robert, please, I made a mistake. Ethan, I'm sorry. We can work this out. Save it. Your apology means nothing. The board vote was unanimous. Marcus was stripped of his position and shares, effective immediately. Security escorted him out, box of belongings in hand. Ethan, Uncle Robert said afterward, I'm promoting you to executive vice president. The company needs your integrity now more than ever. 6 months later, Wilson Construction landed the biggest contract in our history, the Downtown Redevelopment Project. Our reputation for honesty and quality work spread throughout the industry. As for Marcus, no construction firm would touch him. Last I heard, he was selling insurance in another state, his name becoming a cautionary tale in our business circles. Sometimes at family gatherings, there's an empty chair where he used to sit. No one mentions him anymore. Justice doesn't always need forgiveness to be complete. What would you have done in Ethan's position? Would you have completely rejected Marcus's apology like Ethan did? Or would you have given him a second chance for the sake of family? Is there ever a point where family betrayal becomes unforgivable? Or should blood always come first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this revenge story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this one. Your support helps our channel grow, and we'd love to hear what kind of stories you want to see next.